virtual teacher for this today's lesson. And this is now our fourth week for our MAPE subject. And today, week 4 module, our lesson number 1 is music, titled The Musical Instrument of the Medieval and Renaissance Period. At this point, you already have an idea of the different features of medieval, Renaissance, and Baroque period. This module has corresponding activities that will help you improvise accompaniments to selected music from the periods mentioned. Before proceeding to our lesson, let us review first what we have learned in the previous module. By answering this exercise, write the words or phrases that you can recall about the items in the first column. You can get your notebook, then copy the words from the left and answer it on the right. You can pause the video and proceed answering to your notebook. It's only a review. Now, let's proceed to our lesson. But before that, can you guess the names of this musical instrument? Number 1, it's like a guitar, a 4-letter word instrument. Start with L and ends with E. If your answer is lute, you're correct. That is lute. Number 2, a 10-letter word instrument. It's like a piano. 10 seconds. If your answer is harpsichord, you're correct. This is harpsichord. And last but not the least, we have this also in the Philippines. Famous one. 2 words, musical instrument. Number 3, first word is 4-letter, start with letter P and ends with E. Second word, second letter, second word is 5-letter word. If your answer is pipe, organ, you're correct. This is a pipe organ. Again, the 3 instruments that we have is lute, harpsichord, and pipe organ. This is an example of our lesson for today. So what are those instruments? Accompaniment is the supporting music added to the main melody or theme in a composition. The form can be vocal or instrumental. It creates completeness and fullness to the composition. Musical instruments that were commonly used for accompaniment during the medieval, Renaissance, and Baroque period. Number 1 is the lute. This is a popular string instrument in the 16th and 17th century that is used in performing different secular music. It has pear-shaped body, frets, and a bent peg box. The number of strings varied, but the common number for Renaissance lute was 15, and the Baroque lute was 24. So meaning to say, there is a lute during the medieval period, but the Renaissance lute was 15 strings, and during the Baroque period, it was developed to 24 strings. So this is an example of a lute. So you can click the link below in our description box to watch and listen on the sound of the lute. You can pause this video, then proceed that. Number 2, harpsichord. A keyboard instrument that used in performing different Baroque music, It seems like a smaller version of the grand piano. It produces sound by a plucking mechanism called plectrum located inside its body that will be initiated when you press the keys. There's the keys. 17th century harpsichord has a two layers of keyboards and stop knobs that adds variety to the production of its sounds. So this is an example of the harpsichord, and the link below, okay, you can see that in our description box. You can post the video and proceed to the link so that you can listen and watch an example of a harpsichord. What about the pipe organ? This is a massive keyboard. Remember, a massive keyboard instrument that is seen in churches. We have this in Las Piñas. It produces sound by a air blowing to its pipes that will be initiated when you press the keys using your fingers and feet. Remember, pipe organ you must use your fingers and feet for the pedals. Each pipe has a pitch and timbre. It became very popular in the Baroque period. Here is the example of the picture of a pipe organ. And below is the link. You can go there in our description box to proceed, watch, and listen to the pipe organ. Alright, so let's have a recap. We have number 1, the lute, number 2, the harpsichord, and number 3, the pipe organ. So, for activity 1.1, understanding the accompanying musical instrument of medieval, Renaissance, and Baroque period. To know how the accompanying musical instrument of medieval, Renaissance, and Baroque period sound like and how they are being played, kindly follow the link below and watch the videos and write your observations. Number 1, lute. Okay? Flow My Tears by John Dolan, Valeria Mignaco, soprano, Alfonso Marin, lute. Okay, here is the link and you can see this in our description box for the activity number 1 link. And then you write your observation in your notebook for the number 1. Pause the video and proceed to the link on our description box. Number 2, Harpsichord by J.S. Bach, Fantasia in a Minor, BWV 904, Yuko Tanaka, Harpsichord 4K UHD. The link is this one. You can find this also in our description box. And write your observation in your notebook. Number 3, the pipe organ by Vivaldi Winter Four Seasons, Organo Basilica di Santa Maria, Elche, Spain, Jonathan Scott. Okay, you can see also the link in our description box. Write your observation in our notebook. So what I have learned. Give a short description about the following musical instrument. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. So in your notebook again, you write the description without looking in our previous lesson or discussion. Number 1, what is youth? Describe it. Number 2, harpsichord. And number 3, pipe organ. So, very good. You answer that correctly. Thank you. Now, let's proceed to our performance. Okay, listen very carefully. For what I can do, in this part, you will create your own accompanying musical instrument using easy-to-find objects in your area. So you are not going to go outside and buy some musical instrument. All you have to do is to make an improvised material. Your improvised musical instrument should have similarities to the instrument that we discussed. The similarity can range from the sound, structure, or manner of playing the instrument. Remember the description that we have during the previous discussion. So this is the criteria. Similarity to the instrument, 10 points. Creativity, 10 points. Resourcefulness, 10 points. For the total of 30 points. And I will add additional 20 points. You're going to pass a blog, a minimum of 30 seconds blog of playing your own accompanying musical instrument. Okay? For the total of 50 points for your performance task in music. Okay? Now, for our assessment, kindly proceed to our Google Classroom and see classwork for music. Now, thank you so much for listening. This is Teacher Jaylun. Goodbye, class.